Japanese firm offers artificial shooting stars. A Japanese startup wants to offer the world on-demand fake meteor showers. Shooting stars are plasma light trails visible after dust enters the atmosphere and burns. Tokyo-based Astro Live Experience will use a microsatellite to create an artificial shooting star show for the 2020 Olympics. The company now wants to make it available on demand. Reports from 2016 suggest the Olympic satellite will contain between 500 and 1,000 pellets, with the cost said to be $8,100 per pellet. These pellets measure a few centimeters in diameter. After being launched, the satellite will orbit Earth before releasing the pellets. When launched, the particle pellets travel 1/3 of the way around the Earth before entering the atmosphere. After the pellets enter the atmosphere, they will begin burning at around 40 to 50 miles from the ground. The pellets are coated in different chemicals so that the flames can emit different colors. In December, the company plans to launch 2 satellites at an orbit of 220 miles over Earth. The International Space Station orbits at 250 miles. The heights of the other thousands of other satellites in orbit vary. ALE told BuzzFeed they do a triple check with U.S. Strategic Command's satellite trajectory prior to any pellet launch in order to avoid collision with other spacecraft. The problem with that, a retired U.S. Air Force colonel pointed out, is that spy satellites' trajectories are classified and kept out of the catalog, meaning a pellet could theoretically hit one. Stick around for more cool space stories.
It's hammer time. NASA has come up with a plan to save us all should a large space rock ever hit the planet, and it's pretty straightforward. Nuke it. The massive asteroid Bennu, which is taller than the Empire State Building and larger than 5 football fields, is currently orbiting the Sun 54 million miles from Earth. It is classified as a potentially hazardous object with a 1 in 2,700 chance of crashing into the planet on September 25, 2135. The spacecraft HAMMER, or Hypervelocity Asteroid Mitigation Mission for Emergency Response, would be able to use an impactor to change the trajectory of smaller rocks. But for a large asteroid like Bennu, HAMMER would have to deploy a nuclear device to destroy it before it reaches Earth. NASA has been monitoring the enormous space rock since it was discovered in 1999 and has sent out a space probe to take samples. Bennu is one of the 10,000 near-Earth objects it has detected, though only 2,500 of these are estimated to be as large. Calm down, people. An out-of-control space station is set to fall to Earth within a few weeks, but there's really no cause for panic, and here's why. China's Tiangong-1 space station has been orbiting uncontrolled since 2016 and has sped up its descent towards Earth in recent months. Re-entry is estimated to occur between March 29th and April 9th, with the impact point anywhere between 43 degrees north and 43 degrees south latitudes. The 9.4-ton space station is expected to burn up as it enters the atmosphere and may be visible from Earth as a bright streak in the sky. Experts say a small amount of debris may survive re-entry and fall to Earth, but the probability of it hitting anyone and causing harm is extremely low. To date, only one person has ever been struck by falling space debris, and she wasn't even injured. So this time the odds are ever in your favor. Where is all that space junk? There's lots of crap in space, but we never see it, at least not in images of the Earth. So where is all that space junk? Writing in 2013, NASA reported there was 500,000 pieces of space debris floating around Earth. This is a mix of old satellites, rockets, spacecraft, and spacecraft parts. Whenever a spacecraft photographs the entire planet, the image is typically taken from thousands of kilometers away. Space debris aren't visible at this distance. Closer spacecraft also shoot photos of Earth. The International Space Station is around 400 kilometers above the planet, but even at this range, space debris is often minuscule. Much of the debris vary in size, but one of the largest spacecraft near Earth is the ISS. It measures 109 meters at its widest points, while the planet itself is over 12,000 kilometers in diameter, meaning even that is just 0.0008% the size of Earth. So why don't we see space debris in images of Earth? Because the Earth's a planet and space junk is tiny.
Got $100 million or less to burn? A company formed by Boeing and Lockheed Martin want to cut back costs of putting rockets in space. Their own, that is. United Launch Alliance plans to launch their Vulcan rocket by the mid-2020s at a cost of less than $100 million. The rocket's boosters are detachable and autonomous. They use an inflatable aeroshell to re-enter Earth's atmosphere. Reportedly, the cost of a ULA Delta IV Heavy launch is $400 million. SpaceX Falcon 9 launches cost $62 million, and Falcon Heavy costs around $90 million. After deploying a parachute, the booster is caught in midair by a helicopter and taken back for reuse. That's different to SpaceX's boosters, which return autonomously using fuel. But sometimes, rockets burn all fuel reserves to get where they need to be, meaning that they don't have enough for the return journey. The upper stage of the Vulcan rocket is fueled by cryogenic hydrogen and oxygen. These are said to be more adaptable to the elements of space than rocket-grade RP-1 kerosene. This can be left in orbit where it can be refueled and used for other space-based missions. What rocket would you put your payload on? Broadband. In space. One day your internet might come from space. In late February 2018, SpaceX launched the PAZ radar imaging satellite for a Spanish government satellite operator. Also on board were two of their demo satellites, dubbed Microsat-2A and Microsat-2B. SpaceX chief Elon Musk called them Tintin A and B in a tweet. Those are part of the company's planned Starlink broadband satellite network. Reportedly, that will comprise a mesh network of around 12,000 satellites orbiting the Earth. This would provide internet to regions needing it the most. However, it could also put SpaceX in competition with telecom companies. And who knows, maybe SpaceX will also offer a free Mars trip via Tesla Roadster.